This call is now being recorded.
So, hello everybody. Both my guest Leon and I are expats, which means we live in another country. We're both Americans living in another country, and we're going to talk about some of the things that we miss about the U.S. And so, hey Leon, how are you doing?
Good, Ben. How you doing? How's everything?
Good, good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So first, okay, what's something that you really miss about the U.S. that you're not able to find where you are, and tell everybody where you're at.
Yeah, I'm currently in Brazil. I've been here about 4 years, so I've only lived three places outside of the U.S., and Brazil happens to be one of them, which is outside of the U.S. The rest of the two is in the U.S. The thing that I miss most, I mean, it's going to sound cheesy, but I'd have to say the English language because, not
Mm,
everybody speaks English. I kind of
mhm.
miss the English language. I don't speak Portuguese. Yeah, I've been here 4 years. I still don't speak Portuguese. I may know just a little bit words here and there, but yeah, unfortunately not. Hopefully this year I'll start learning, but just the English language. I mean, go everywhere, anywhere. It's all English. At a grocery, at a restaurant, everywhere you go is an English language. I miss that the most. That's probably one of the most important things that I miss. Of course, food too, but yeah. What about you?
Wait, so let me ask you, the English is not widely spoken. So day to day, are you able to recognize certain Portuguese words or signs?
Some words are sounds English, so I kind of like guess or kind of
Hmm.
like get an idea of maybe what they're talking about, but not really understanding it.
Hmm.
Sometimes I'm just like, guessing myself what they're talking about. But to be honest with you, I just go about my business, as long as I have beer or alcohol and music,
Okay.
whether it's, you know, uh, Portuguese music, Satanejo or Forró, I mean, I'm all good. But yeah, I mean, a lot of times it's more about body language for me when I go out. In
Hmm.
Brazil, I would say about less than 10% of the whole population of Brazil speaks English. Brazil is a
Wow, that's
big
low.
country. Yeah,
Hmm.
Brazil is a big country. If you go to the bigger cities, like a lot of tourists, maybe international companies, say, for example, São Paulo, Rio, a lot of people speaks English. Maybe if you go to Salvador up in the northeast part, Brasilia, I think there's a lot of people that may speak English. But in terms of the whole entire population, yeah, I'd say below 10%. My guess is around like 8 to 5%. I think maybe in the next 20 years, maybe the next 15, 20 years, I think that percentage is going to increase because more kids, younger generations are learning English. So I think that's going to increase.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, so I get it. Basically, you missed English and also the ease of getting around, huh?
Yeah, I mean, just like,
Communication.
chit chat, talk, hey, how's your day? What's going on? How's the
Hmm.
weather like? And you miss anything? What is going on there? And just chit chat, small talk. And
Hmm.
I miss that. I mean, if I'm in line or something, I just got to keep my head down because I don't want people talking to me, and start talking to me in Portuguese. And I'm like, nope, no Portuguese, Inglés, that kind of stuff. So it's better
Uh-huh.
for me to just keep quiet. Sometimes they talk to me and I just shake my head and like I understand, but I have no clue what they're saying. Yeah.
That's funny.
Sometimes I get an idea, right? But yeah, it
Uh,
is fun. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Mhm.
Now, what do, oh, before we continue, everybody, you're listening to a podcast where we're talking about the things that both Leon and I miss about the US as we're both living abroad as expats. Leon is in Brazil, as you just heard, and I am in Europe. Okay, so before, and one more thing, please click the subscribe button, everybody, and also click the bell, select all. That way, you'll know when when we upload future videos. If you don't click the bell, if you don't select all, YouTube will not show you our videos on your homepage, even if you're already a subscriber. So make sure you click the bell, select all, and please support the video by giving it a thumbs up. We would really appreciate it. Okay, so you asked what is something that I miss about
Yeah.
America? Okay, so I'm in Southern Europe, and it's not that common to have dryers. So I really miss having a dryer. In fact, I actually think it's really weird to hang clothes out to dry, because it's like your clothes presumably, are clean and fresh after you wash them. You put them outside to dry, and they start smelling like the outside. What? I don't understand this. I don't understand this. This is incomprehensible to an American. Um, so anyway, I do miss the dryer, and plus, how can you get towels to feel any good if you don't put them in the dryer? I mean, I've had people tell me, "Oh, look how sunny it is. Just put your stuff out to dry." I'm like, "That's not the point for that. I mean, we can just put it in the oven." You know what I mean? But yeah, so that doesn't really work for me, and I think it's really strange. And also, in the U.S., when you see people hanging out their clothes to dry, that equates to poverty. That's just not a good. It's ugly. Also, I've seen all sorts of things hanging out people's windows to dry, and it's just ugly. Oh, I can't stand that.
And that's how you can tell they're Americans, because when they start putting things outside to hang and all that, you know that they're not Americans, because Americans don't do that. It's like you
Yeah,
said, we use dryers. Yeah, it is true. Most likely, if they are Americans and they're doing that, that's more of a poverty stage. So I
yeah.
agree with you. I miss the dryer. I mean, having that fluffiness, like the towel that you said, is totally different from hanging outside versus a dryer. When it comes out the dryer, nice and warm, and it's all nice and fluffy, and yeah, I mean, I miss that. I don't like it. Like here in Brazil, it's the same thing too. You hang your clothes, and sometimes if it's outside and there's could be a lot of insects, you don't know
Oh,
what's going
right.
on and
Yes.
going into the towels and things like that. Next thing you know, you're itching here and there.
Yeah.
So I don't like that kind of thing. I prefer the dryer. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's more hygienic to have things come out of the dryer. The heat will kill everything, right?
hmm And they don't really sell dryers here in Brazil. At least I don't see it. I mean, you
Oh,
you can buy you can see a washer and dryer, but there are like in one unit, meaning that you convert it from a washer or a dryer. But the
a
problem with
combo.
that is that yeah, the problem with that is if you're washing things and then you're going to use it as a dryer, then you're on a standstill. You got to wait till it finishes before you can wash clothes again. So I don't like that. I like it
Oh
separately.
God, yes.
Yeah.
I have had. Uh, I've rented apartments that have had the combo, and it's better than nothing. But yeah, you're
Mm,
right. But again, it comes just back down to how, as Americans, we value our time like nobody else. Like
yes.
and I've literally rented apartments that have, like, for example, a dishwasher and and a washing machine. Okay, so, and they would actually say, "Oh no, you can't turn both of them on at the same time. You have to be either doing your dishes in the dishwasher, or you're doing you're washing your clothes. You can't have both appliances on at the same time, because the electrical load it'll cause a blackout." And I'm thinking, "Oh my God, I can't believe you people live like this and you think it's okay." Because I actually got like this nasty lecture as if there was something wrong with me. And I'm like, you people, I literally just stopped. Because when there's such a chasm between the mentality of them and you don't engage, because you can't. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of, do they sell like separate washer dryers there where you are? Or are they more of a combo, or it's
They
very
do.
rare to have? Oh, okay.
They do, but
Mm,
for example, in Italy, okay, they do, and people have them in the nicer homes. Of course, they'll have them,
mhm,
especially in the north. But the thing of it is that I think I'm not positive, but I think it has more to do with they don't want to pay for the energy. So, and it's always there's an energy problem in that country. So, for example, even if you bought a dryer, I'm fine to whatever apartment that I'm in. I could just buy a dryer. I don't care. I could buy a dryer, but you can't install it because it'll tax the electrical system such that it'll cause blackouts, because they don't have energy electrical panels that can accommodate it. Because again, they're in the dark ages when it comes to electricity, and so many homes don't have the capability to have appliances from 1950 in America. You know?
yeah, I agree. I agree. It's all about the electricity. They don't want to pay the bill. To them, it's like it's
Yeah.
a waste of money. I don't want to do that. So
Right.
same thing with like air conditioner. Not many people have the air conditioner like all day long, right? And they have
Yeah.
these sub air ACs where it's each room. It's not like
Oh
the
yeah.
whole
Yeah.
entire house, right? So
Yes. Yes.
yeah, they don't want to just pay that. I mean, that's one of the reasons why it's not really popular with the
Hmm.
dryers. Same thing here in Brazil. It's the same thing. Mm.
So it's an energy concern.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Of course, the cost of it is expensive. Not many people wants to pay for it. But I think the
Hmm.
number one thing is really is the energy. Mm. The
So
energy bill.
right, right. So, but anyway, nonetheless, that is something that I miss is the dryer. I feel like it's a more civilized way of doing laundry.
Mm. Hmm. All right, cool. What
And
other ones? Yeah.
oh, what other? Well, I also miss the prevalence of air conditioning in America. So, for example, in America, you'll have AC everywhere. Even in an elevator, right? I
Yes.
rarely find elevators in Europe, Southern Europe, that have AC,
Hmm. Hmm.
and that just
Yeah,
doesn't
I miss that
happen.
too. Yeah, I miss that too. Everywhere you go, I mean, the AC's on, and it's the problem too is it's freezing. That's one thing I don't like about in the US. I mean, they put it down to the 60s, whether it's mid 60s or low 60s, and I don't like cold weather. So that's the thing that just gets to me when they have the AC on in the
Ah,
US.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. I don't like cold, too cold either, but
Hmm.
I do like conditioned air because I hate humidity, and I also think that
Hmm.
too much humidity, which is often the case in southern in Europe, it's unhealthy, and
Hmm.
so people will very often live in homes with mold, or their homes, they smell funny. Why? Because you don't turn on the air conditioning, because it's not dehumidified. That is not healthful living, and so I don't like that.
Hmm. Yeah, that's so true. For me, I mean, it's hard to live in a humid place, but I'm willing to relocate, like Florida, outside of LA. I mean, anywhere in the U.S. If I
Mhm.
was thinking about relocating outside of LA, I would choose Florida. Florida is
Mm.
very humid, but I just have to only be where it's nice and hot. I can't deal with cold weather, so it's either
Uh,
LA or Miami. Actually, I shouldn't even say Florida. It's either LA or Miami. Yeah.
mhm.
San Diego, of course, because it's Southern California. But those are probably the only places I would relocate. Yeah. Within the US, right? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
So can we say that you miss good weather, or do you have good weather where you are?
I have good weather here. I mean, it's like scorching hot where I'm at. Like it's like in the 35 pretty much all year round. 35, 34. It can be as high as maybe 40 or 39. So I'm like near the equator part and the northeast part of Brazil. So, I don't have the four season. It's just, hot. That's it. And I don't mind with that because I lived in Vegas for 3 years. And the only thing I hated about Vegas was during winter time because it gets really cold. I mean, the
Mm,
coldness
yes.
is like,
Yeah.
it goes to your bone. It's like cold to the bone, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's a deserty. So, yeah.
It's like a freezer. It's like because it's dry
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, exactly. But other than that, what about you? I mean, would you relocate out anywhere in the US outside of LA that you would consider, not necessarily outside of the US, but within US, would you pick somewhere? I know you mentioned that you lived in New York, right?
Yeah. Well, that was just for a few months in the spring.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
don't know that I could live in the Northeast in the winter.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But like I've been to all sorts of. I mean, I've been to all. I'm all over the U.S. I mean, and every state, every city, it's only good like certain parts of the year or whatever. I mean, you can go to certain parts of the country where it'll be too humid in the summer. There's too many
Hmm.
mosquitoes. There's too,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? And then I always come back to, although I'm sick of LA because that's where I'm from, I can't find a better place to live
Yeah,
weather-wise, you know?
exactly. Exactly. I mean, San Diego would be great. I wouldn't mind moving to San Diego. I mean, I
Yeah,
thought about
yeah.
Hawaii, but I'm like, I'd get bored in Hawaii. I mean, that's like an island. After
Right.
probably like one day, you probably can go around the whole island and that's it. So I don't want
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, California is really expensive. It's the most expensive state to live in the U.S. It's expensive for a reason, but at the same time, I would also say maybe it isn't expensive because, to me, if you think about it, something is expensive if it's not worth it. Yeah, you may pay more to live in California, but you get more. So, for example, it's cheaper living in Europe, but is it really? It's not if you think about it, because look how much less you're getting. Look at the lifestyle difference. So it's not like for like. And so therefore, it's not actually cheaper. It's like when people say, I love traveling in Southeast Asia because it's so cheap. And I say, no, it's not. Because if you want your Western comforts, you pay up.
Mhm.
And then it's the same thing. And it's not cheap at all. If you're willing to live like them, then it's really cheap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is so true. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah,
Yeah,
because we're from the US, so we want that comfort. We want that living lifestyle, you know.
right.
So the living standard, I can't picture myself living in a below average from, certain lifestyle that we live in, especially from LA. I just
Yeah.
can't picture myself, no.
I also noticed that in hospitality, um, like service or stars of a hotel, and your expectation of a hotel, you can pretty much whatever the rating, whatever the stars are when you're in Europe versus the US, just knock it down one. In other
Mm,
words, if it's, let's say it's like a 5 star, you can just assume it's more like a 4 star by American standards. I mean, unless you're talking about the top of the top, you know what I mean, like the
mhm.
iconic expensive hotels. But just your general hotel that wants to call themselves a 5 star or whatever, yeah, the amenities, ugh, you know what I mean. It's not going to be like your typical 5 star hotel in the U.S. That's
Mm,
what I've noticed, and I miss that. I
mhm,
miss the I guess the standard. The standard is what
mhm,
it is.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, some of the hotels here in Brazil, you know, of course, if you're dealing with the big chains and the hotels, yeah, they're like, I think it's much better than the US. I mean, how they're built, the architecture, the views, etc. I think they're even better than the US. But when you start dealing with the local type of hotels, like the non-international chains, yeah,
Yes,
then the
yes.
standards become more lower. I mean, it's not
Hmm.
what you expect, and to them, it's a 5 star, 4 star hotel, but for you, it's like maybe a 3 or a 2 star hotel.
Yes.
So. Yeah.
Yeah. So
But
I
for them, it's considered a 5 and a 4, but not for us. No.
Right. So if I stay at something like that, I usually try to pick a Western brand as opposed to a
Hmm.
local brand because, yeah, I have stayed at these
Hmm.
supposed. Really, it's really you do have to use the word supposed. These supposed 5 star hotels that are, you know what I
Hmm.
mean,
Hmm.
that are not. One of these big international brands, these local
Hmm.
brands that call that, because it's all based on the amenities rather than the service, you know
Hmm.
and so it's just doesn't meet the expectation. So I do miss that. I do miss that
Hmm.
about the I miss the friendly service because, like in the US, they believe in something called compensation.
Hmm.
Um, in in that I have come across in Southern Europe, they don't even know the meaning of it. When something goes wrong in America, they make it up to you. That's what compensation is, right? They make it up
Hmm.
to you. Not only do
Hmm.
they fix it, but they give you something in addition. That is not the mentality here, and I miss that about the U.S.
Yeah, that is so true because if you're unhappy, because they want to make sure that you leave in satisfaction and a high standard. And if you're not having a good, stay there, I mean, they'll try their best to accommodate you in some way in the US, right? But here,
Yeah.
it's like, well, that's what you get or something. I mean, here's a funny story. I mean, I went to a place, and it's a place called Conacabrada. It's like a beachy touristy spot in the northeast or northeast side of Brazil. And we went there, and I was taking a shower, and next thing you know, water runs out. And
Oh God,
this
nightmare.
is like a top hotel in that city in
Yeah.
Conoco Brother. I mean, had excellent view. Everything was great. Taking a shower, had shampoo on my hair, and all of a sudden, water goes out. And I'm like, what the heck? And it actually took them, I'd say, 30 to 45 minutes before they got the water back on. Yeah.
Wow. And then
Yeah.
did they do
I
anything
mean, I
for
was
you?
just, no, nothing. I was just showing that I was pissed. I didn't appreciate it, blah, blah, blah. And they just like, oh, we apologize. Sorry, like
That's oh,
offer me something, right?
that's
Give me
so
something,
typical.
but
Yeah.
nothing. It's just like, it's all, hey, we're sorry. Come
Yeah.
again.
What good is your
Right?
sorry? But
Yeah.
in America, this is how you would do it in America. In America, you would get, I'm so sorry. We're gonna buy you guys dinner tonight. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
A bottle of wine and cheese and fruit will arrive at your door. This is what we do in America.
Hmm.
Outside of the US, I'm sorry. That's it.
Yes.
What am
And
I
they
gonna
may
do with
even
that?
comp
Put that
you
in the
one night. They may even say, you will give you one night for free. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yes, absolutely. That's called
Hmm.
compensation. That's what we do in America, and that is what is expected. But yeah,
Hmm.
outside the US, they don't care. They just think that
Yeah.
just saying sorry is enough.
Hmm. Like, you're gonna come back anyhow. We'll take your money. See
Yeah,
you.
yeah, or
We're
if
sorry.
or maybe even if you don't come back, we got your money already. I don't know what
Yeah, I mean, it
they're
just
thinking,
it
but
just ticks. Yeah, it just ticks me off. I just hate it. I miss that part of the U.S.
yes, yes.
Complete satisfaction.
Yeah, and you know what? Americans, they're smart when it comes to customer service because you know what? Whether they really want to do this for you, whether they really want to be nice to you, who cares, right? But
Hmm.
the reason they do it is because if you're happy, you tell other people tell other people, business, thrives. And so they play the long game. That's what Americans do. It's good for business to keep people happy. So that's not something that they think. I don't know what they're thinking actually outside the US when it comes to these types of. Now, of course, if you're at places like a Four Seasons, okay, that's no problem. I would, that's not going to happen at a place like that no matter where you are in the world. But short of that level of a corporate chain, no, you're absolutely right. You're going to get a big fat sorry and don't call us again.
Yeah. And they're really doing it for investment. They want to invest because in the future they're looking long term. They're not looking short term. So they want to make sure that you're satisfied because, like you said, you're gonna introduce them to your friends, your family, your colleagues, and all that. And
Yeah,
you plan on coming back, and that's future investment. That's a future sales for them. And it's also the reputation and the brand too.
right, exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, so yes, I too miss the American way of compensating people when things go wrong. So yeah,
Hmm.
there's that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh, now what else?
Another thing I miss is, but before I say the next one, why don't you go ahead and have people subscribe and tell them
Oh,
about
sure.
the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, so guys, welcome. We are talking about the things that we miss, that Leon and I miss about the US, as we're both expats. We're both living outside the US. Uh, Leon in Brazil, and me, I am in Southern Europe. And so that's what we're talking about. Before we continue, everybody subscribe to the channel. We have lots of great content for you guys to improve your English, to improve your listening, and to learn something. Learn American culture, use English with which to learn so that you can speak more natively and naturally. So check out other videos as well. But first, click that subscribe button and also click the bell. Very important, guys. Please click the bell and select all because you must click the bell and select all in order for YouTube to show you our future videos. If you don't click the bell and select all, YouTube will not show you new videos, even if you're already a subscriber. So make sure you click the bell, select all. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It'll really help this video and it'll really help us out. We really appreciate it. Okay, so let's get back to our discussion.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying the thing that I miss the most too is the food in the US. I mean, we're both from LA, and we have a lot of selections and food selections and varieties of selections worldwide of food. And I miss that. The most I miss is like tacos. It's weird as it sounds, but I miss tacos. I don't get tacos here in Brazil. There is a taco place in a city like maybe 4 hours drive from where
Hmm.
I'm at. And but even though I ate their tacos and their quesadillas and burritos and etc. I mean, their quesadillas, I mean, it tastes to me like
Mm.
cardboard box. I mean, it doesn't have nowhere near the taste and the flavor of what we have in LA. So I miss that kind of food, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, tamales, enchilada, the Mexican food. And I
Hmm.
even miss a lot of the Italian food, like really Italian lasagna. Like, yeah, they have lasagna here where I'm at, but there's no comparison. There's nothing near to what I have in LA. I mean, there's no comparison. Even the sushi, right? I'm not a sushi fan. I don't eat sushi, but I love Japanese food. Uh, there in LA, I mean, I miss the really good Japanese restaurants and the food here. Uh, Brazil, they put cream cheese on their sushi. I'm like, what the heck? I mean,
Uh-huh.
I can't eat sushi with cream cheese or, even though I don't eat it, but I just can't picture, having that. So, what about
Yes.
you? Yeah.
Yes, I do miss American food, and we talk about this. We say this a lot, and I want for you guys to understand that American food is not just hamburger and spaghetti and pizza and meatballs and things like that, but it's actually food from all over the world because America is so diverse. And so, like you know, Leon, you said how much you miss Mexican food. Um, I miss Mexican food a lot as well. I also miss Asian food because from LA and from California, we have the best Asian food in the country. If you want the best Asian food, you need to be in the West Coast. Maybe because we share an ocean with Asia, but it really is very good. So I miss
I
that.
agree.
And you know what? I also miss eating healthy for not too much money
Mhm.
because in California you can get healthy and fast together, whereas where I'm at, like in I don't know, I don't think fast casual and healthy not really combined yet sometimes, but it's very the flavors and everything is very lackluster compared to in California. So I miss that. I miss like sweet greens. I miss. Do you know a chain called Kava?
Harvard? No, I don't think I'm familiar with that.
Oh, okay. So it's a Mediterranean, sort of healthy
Mm,
Mediterranean chain. But you know, I miss just eating fast, but also eating healthy. You can do that, and you can do that for not
mhm.
too much money in California. So I miss that.
The one I miss is Whole Foods, Whole Foods
Mm,
groceries. I mean, I miss
yeah,
that a
yeah.
lot. The healthy that you're just talking about. They have healthy foods there too that you can buy. It's not that expensive in my opinion, but it's really good. It's really healthy. And the wines, the type of wines that they sell in Whole Foods and the cheese, the variety of cheese. I mean,
Hmm.
it's just,
Hmm.
I love that. I miss that. That's the thing I miss in LA.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I miss, because in Southern Europe they really like to take their time, so slow food, slow eating, long lunches. Okay, that's fine. There's a time and place for that. But when you don't have the time and you just want to eat fast, quick, you d- you shouldn't have to sacrifice one quality and also healthy eating. You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't have to
Mhm.
go to fast food if you want fast. You should still be able to get food that's healthy but fast. But I find that they
Mhm.
have a difficult time combining those two things here because they always like every to me if every meal is long, languorous, relaxed, then it's not that special anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah,
Like it's only
exactly.
special if it happens, once in a while, a couple times a week. Okay, but if every day, every day you're taking these super long lunches, then it's not all that special at a certain point. So I would rather just eat quickly every day, do my work, but I still want to eat healthfully.
Hmm. Yeah, it's like you mentioned, it's not just the type of foods we have, just pizzas, hot dogs, and burgers, right? Junk food. I mean, everybody thinks that all American food is just junk food. No, we have non-junk food too, healthy foods. I mean, we have like Cobb salad, clam chowder. We have like jambalaya. We have shrimp gumbo, gumbo shrimp, and we have pot roast, my favorite. I mean, we have a lot of variety. Philly cheesesteaks. These
Mm,
are like really good. So we have
yes.
a lot of food that a lot of people don't understand. The only thing that they see is just the junk food, and they think junk food is all we have. No, it's not. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that was a good one. I do miss American food as well.
Yeah, I miss, a lot of varieties that you talked about, Asian food. I also miss like Persian food. Like,
Oh yeah,
oh my
yeah.
gosh, for me, it's like the uh, the Persian food I think is the best that among all the other places. Say, for example, if it's Afghanistan, Lebanon,
Hmm.
Iraq. I mean, for me, Iranian food, like when it comes to the lamb kebab, I think it's the best that I ever had. I've tried other
Mm-hmm.
Middle Eastern places, Moroccan food, and for me, their lamb kebab is the best. And there's one restaurant there in Irvine that I really enjoy that I like to go to. So I miss those type of things. Yeah, especially like you said, Asian food too. I miss like the Vietnamese soup, the pho, or the Thai food where you have maybe the what is that, the satay. I miss that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I miss those those
Even good
grilled
Chinese food,
tomatoes.
even good, really good Chinese food. I mean, yeah, we have Chinese food here, but when you look at it, it's like, wait, what? And sometimes here
It's
they
sad.
mix
It's
with
real sad,
Japanese.
man.
Yeah, and they mix like it's a Japanese food, but then it's a Chinese food, and then it's not really Japanese food because
Oh yeah.
it's like I don't know, it's like a kind of like something that copied. It's like not really the authentic type of Japanese food. It's more of a
Hmm.
copied or
Hmm.
created differently. But yeah, I mean, I miss that kind of food in the Japanese, the Chinese too. So I mean, the
Hmm.
Chinese food that we have in LA, I mean, it's like second to none. I
World
mean,
class, right? Yes.
yeah, I mean, it's really good, especially when
Yes,
you
that's
do with,
true.
I don't know how people are familiar with the food in Asia and things like that, like dim sum. I miss the dim sum where you just
Oh.
choose the
Oh.
food and variety of
Yes.
food. I
Yeah.
miss that. I don't get that
Yes.
here in Brazil. Like I said, I get a lot of varieties of food and the choices. I miss Greek food,
Hmm.
the gyros. I miss that too. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, where we are from, it's a kind of place where it's not just one kind of food. Most places, most cities in America, it's mostly where you're at is what you're going to eat. You're going to eat the food of that area. But it's not
Hmm.
like that in California. You're not eating the food of the area. You're eating the food of the world in California. That's the
Yeah,
beauty of it. We're really
exactly.
spoiled, really, because all of these things they don't apply to us when people say, "Oh, you want good food? You want good this? You got to go there." Unfortunately,
Hmm.
like for us, it doesn't apply to people from California because we don't have to go anywhere to get that particular thing. The world comes to us.
Hmm. Yeah, and I miss these high-end kind of restaurants, and they serve really great steaks and also like salmon, seafood,
Yeah.
lobsters. Yeah, I miss that kind of stuff. Really like porks, and yeah, I miss these type. These are American food that I'm talking about. So
Hmm.
it's not just the junk food, but yeah, I miss these type of foods. Salmon, I miss a really good grilled salmon that we get from LA. I don't get
Mm.
that here in Brazil. It's good. I mean, the salmon here in Brazil is good, but comparing it to LA, where they do a lot of, maybe sauce, the ingredients, and the size is like second to none. Yeah,
Yeah. Yes.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Making me hungry now after all that food.
yeah. Seriously,
Yeah,
I mean, I just had lunch, but I wasn't very satiated. Like it wasn't that good, and so I feel like I want to eat again.
yeah. Uh-huh. And we even have food from Spain too. I mean, there's a really good restaurant in Newport Beach, and it was I don't know if they closed it, but it's food from Spain. Sometimes they would have like a flamenco, show. Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
yeah.
In Newport Beach.
And in Newport Beach, yeah.
Oh, cool.
And I miss like Benihana. I mean, Benihana is like American type style of Japanese food. I miss that too. So even Russian food, you go to like maybe West Santa Monica. I mean, they have a really good Russian restaurant there, and also I think in Sherman Oaks, or
Hmm.
I don't think it was Studio City, but I think it's Sherman Oaks. They have a really good Russian restaurant there. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, there are a lot of Russians in LA.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, what else do I miss? I miss let's see, the car culture
Mm.
in
Hmm.
in uh, in LA, because LA
Hmm.
is really one of the best places in the world for people who are into cars.
Hmm. Yeah, I love cars. I mean, we see a lot of varieties of cars. We're from LA, so we see things from what a Bugatti to a Lamborghini to Ferraris. I mean, we see the high-end cars there, and yeah, we can even see a smart car too. you
Yeah,
know.
right,
So we
yeah.
see a lot from extreme type of cars and bikes too. Harley Davidson. We see a lot of motorcycles. Not so much compared like where I'm at. I mean, my gosh, here in Brazil, it's like you got to watch out for these motorcycles. They're aggressive. They're driving around, and if you're not watching correctly, you may end up hitting them. So because cars and automobiles, they're very expensive in Brazil. Not many people can afford it. So a lot of them ends up having motorcycles because it's cheaper. So,
Oh,
but
I
in the
see.
U.S., we use motorcycle for luxury, right? Pleasure,
Right. Yes.
taking road trips, enjoying. So, yeah,
I
yeah,
noticed that in Southern Orange County, particularly like Newport Beach, it's really good for supercars, very expensive cars there, because not only is
hmm
the weather good, but you guys have the best road. I tell you, back to Newport Beach, Newport Coast, I feel like you guys have the best roads in California. They're so perfect. It's almost like driving in a humongous showroom.
yeah.
The roads are
I'm
amazing.
not. Yeah, I'm not gonna complain on that. Especially Irvine too. Irvine is another one too. Oh my gosh, the
Yes.
road, it's
Yeah.
excellent. Yeah, Aston Martin. If you had an Aston Martin or a Porsche, yeah, it's really
Hmm.
good. You can go to a restaurant there right on the harbor, and you'll
Yeah.
see cars there parked there. It's unbelievable. It's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
One thing I do you like cars? I mean, do
I
you?
do very
Yeah,
much. Yeah.
yeah. I do too. I mean, I like Benz, BMWs. I like those high-end prices like the Bentleys. I like Bentleys too.
Me too. Yeah.
Ferraris, all right, I can deal with Ferraris, but that's like going way up there with the pricing. But if I was to go back and if I had the money, I'd probably buy me either a Bentley or a Maserati. Yeah,
They're both good.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Um. Yeah, I do like. I've always liked. You know what? I really liked the Bentley convertible, the
Yes.
Continental. Yes, it
Uh-huh.
looks sensational. And
Hmm.
then, and then I test drove it, and I'm like, oh my god, it's really boring.
Oh, really? Uh,
Yes.
uh-huh.
But it's okay because I think that I would not get that car until I could afford maybe another car. It couldn't be my only car. It is rather,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Oh, I would just have one car. If it's the Bentley, then so be it. I mean,
Oh,
I'll
okay.
drive it around. So I don't think
Okay.
I'm gonna have like two cars because that's just too costly, right? With the insurance, with the
Uh-huh.
price, then if you got an apartment, you only get one car garage, so you got to pay extra for the garage. So your expenses go up. So I'd rather just have one car. But I
Hmm.
mean, to be honest, if I was there, I'd probably get me a Benz, maybe
Hmm.
a convertible. I mean,
Mm.
convertibles are nice, especially in
Yes,
LA.
yes,
So.
yes.
I'd
I do
probably
miss
lean
having
that
a
towards that way.
convertible. Yeah, I
Yeah.
miss having a convertible. I never, when I
Mm.
had a convertible, I never drove with the top down much during the day.
No.
It was more in the
Oh.
evenings. The evenings is
Mm.
when I really like to
Mm.
drive with the top down. Yes. So yeah, I do
You
miss a
burn
convertible. Hmm?
because you burn, huh? You burn with the hot weather, the
Yes, I
sun.
didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want the sun damage, so I would never drive with the top down during the day. Only
Mm.
in the maybe the late afternoon, and of course in the
Mm-hmm.
evenings, always had the top down.
Mm. Nice. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Mm. One thing too that I missed is American sports. I mean,
Hmm.
watching sports because I'm a sports enthusiast, so I love watching sports, especially the Lakers, right? Our Lakers and
Hmm.
the Dodgers, and I'm not an LA Rams fan or Chargers fan. You know, Chargers moved from San Diego now to LA.
Hmm.
I'm more of a Raiders fan, Oakland
Oh, okay.
Raiders, but now they're the Las Vegas Raiders. So I miss that. I miss the sports. You know, we have a lot of varieties, hockey. We have soccer too, LA Galaxy. So I miss watching that on TV. I don't get a chance to watch that here in Brazil. Uh, Again, we're going back to the language. Everything is in Portuguese, so I'm not able to listen to the announcer speak in English and their analysis of it, and even some of the games they don't televise it. So for me, I'm like missing out on it a lot, and that sucks. Yeah, for me. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. So they only show soccer in Brazil on
yeah.
TV.
Soccer is a big thing. Soccer all the time, man. I mean, the
Oh,
only time they
okay.
show sometimes they show basketball. Again, sometimes if you depends if you're able to get a channel like an NBA, you'll get it. But they don't have my team. It's like I don't want to watch other team. I want to watch my Lakers, you know. And sometimes
Hmm.
they don't play the Lakers or the football, you know. I want to watch my Raiders, but they're playing other teams. And you know, baseball they don't show too much baseballs, and if they do, it's not the Los Angeles Dodgers. So you know, but if I'm in LA, I get all that. So that's the thing that I miss the most, the sports. Yeah.
Okay, so wait, are you able to watch American sports if you got like satellite or something like that, or I don't know,
I
on
got like a
YouTube?
cable. Yeah, I got a
Uh-huh.
cable and watch the NBA. But like I said, they don't play the Lakers. They play whatever team's playing, and
Mm,
then they have like ESPN. Forgot what the other channel is. What other sports is there? Fox
mhm,
maybe. Yeah,
mhm.
they do televise it, but it's in Portuguese. But like I said, the teams that they show is not my favorite team or not my team. You know,
I
they play
see.
like who's ever, like say the Patriots, because Patriots was Brady and Giselle
Uh,
was the wife, so she's
yeah.
Brazilian, so they showed that. But
Uh,
yeah,
oh, so what they choose to show isn't it even the
hmm
kind of stuff that the Americans would want to watch?
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Same thing
Oh.
like the soccer. We have LA Galaxy team. They don't even play the MLS here
Mhm.
because they have
Mhm.
their own league, so they don't even televise the MLS. And then
Mm.
hockey, forget it. They hardly show any hockey games here. So,
Oh, wow, you even
uh,
watch hockey. Okay, wow.
yeah, I watch hockey. The LA Kings, yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, so
Um,
you got your sports lined up year round, like if you were in, you know,
yeah,
in California. Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you always had your
everything is
TV on.
LA. Yeah,
Yeah.
everything. Yeah. Everywhere I go, if I go to a restaurant or something, it's a sports bar, you know,
Hmm.
go there, watch my sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watch all year round. Again, if I have something to do, then if I can avoid it, then that's fine. I won't watch my sports, but most of the time, majority of the time, I watch sports. I root for the LA team, anything LA except for the American football. Uh,
Uh-huh.
that's why I'm for the Raiders. Yeah,
Okay. And so in your
yeah.
at your house, when you're living in LA, you always had the TV on the sports channel.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. So
Yeah.
it's like you feel good having the sports on. It's like your friendly companion.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and
Okay,
that's
I
the thing
get
I
it. I
miss the
get it.
most. Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, we Americans, we love sport. We watch sports. I mean, we're very fanatic in some
Mm-hmm.
fans, right? I mean, especially American football. American football, I think, is the number one sport in the US.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you see us wearing jerseys, teams and caps of the we're representing our team. So you'll see that. Yeah, what about you? Do you like sports? Do you have any favorite team or any favorite sport?
I don't watch sports so much, but I will go to a game if somebody has tickets. But just
Mm,
having it on TV, no, I don't really do that. But you know, like if it's Super Bowl, of course, I will go, you know, to somebody's
mhm,
house and we'll watch that. So the big, you know,
mm.
the big games.
Right.
And sometimes also I might be into like college football. Um,
Mhm,
yeah, but not like you, not as much as you.
mm. Yeah, college football is great. You know, we have the Rose Bowl parade and the Rose Bowl, right? So,
Yes, yes,
you know, that's a big thing for us in Pasadena in California. And then we have the March Madness. That's
yeah,
good too. And the basketball, yeah. And then now we got the Olympics coming up, right? So you got
yeah.
Paris, France. So it's going to be a huge thing. So if you're into sports, you can learn sports terminologies, things like that.
Oh
So
yes,
when you
that's
watch the
right.
sports, you can kind of learn what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And let's see here. Well, I think we ought to wrap it up now, as we are at over 40 minutes here, 45 minutes here.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
so let's continue, because I know you miss many more things about the US, and so do I. So we can do another podcast on this.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else
And-
is like, what else do you think that it's that you miss most? But not like really talk about it, but just kind of give them kind of,
oh, yeah.
uh kind of a bait or something, or kind of reel them in like you're going fishing, kind of give them an idea so that way they can tune in the next one in the part two. What do you think that you miss most that stands out for you?
I think I miss what do I miss so much? I miss oh gosh. Well, let me gosh, now I'm can't now it like my I'm drawing a blank now. Let me think. Oh,
Uh,
I miss, you know what? I miss solid, good, reliable, fast internet.
mm,
Yeah.
hmm.
Yeah, I really miss that. And we're talking like speeds that are, appropriate for 2024. Because
Hmm.
I've been places where they're like, yeah, we got fiber. I'm like, this is fiber. I was getting this, like 10 years ago with my cable modem. What are you talking about? I'm like,
Yeah.
but anyway, we'll talk more about that another
Yeah,
time. But
yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah,
okay.
for me, I miss the service. When I say service, it's all
Yeah.
kinds of service, but we'll talk about that too because, like what kind of service are you missing? Well, we'll talk about that in the next one.
Yes, absolutely.
Hmm.
So make sure you subscribe, guys, so you guys will know when we upload future videos. And in further, make sure you guys click the bell and select all. That will ensure that YouTube will show you our future videos. If you don't click the bell and select all, YouTube will not show you future videos on your homepage, on your feed, even if you're a subscriber. Why do they do that? I have no idea. So make sure you click the bell and select all, and give this video a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, if you want to contribute, please leave a comment. We would really appreciate you doing that, engaging with us, and supporting this video. All right, that's it for now. Leon, thank you so much. It was a great time.
Yeah, likewise. Appreciate it. Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, bye-bye, everybody. See you in the next
Bye, everyone.
podcast.
Ciao, everyone.